Hey guys, it's Chris, and welcome to Toned and Toneful, the self-actualization video podcast, episode number 64, Do It For Yourself. So in this week's episode, guys, I want to talk about how many of us will do things in life for maybe the wrong purpose. Many of us choose to do things in life, and while they might start as a very genuine, passion, it might start as a very genuine project, many things slowly devolve into a source of validation. They turn into a source of status, and they turn into a way for financial success. And sometimes these things can cloud the vision of what you want by an extreme amount, or even for some of us, just a little bit. But the reason that I want to talk about this is because all of us could be a little bit more pure in our intention. A lot of us go through life learning that having a higher status, having a higher financial value, or being socially more important is going to take you to a place where you'll be more happy, that you'll be more fulfilled, and that your life will mean more. But in a lot of ways, this couldn't be further from the truth. Because a lot of the things that we teach people when we're trying to give them virtues are actually some ideas that are the complete opposite from just having status, financial gain, and also, social importance and validation. We find that the true people that we admire, and we find that the people who are truly selfless actually exist in a different realm. The virtues that we think about are being patient, being humble, and, when you do something for somebody, you give from the heart. You don't do it with the intention that something should be returned. But for a lot of us, even though we would like to think that what we're doing as a passion and what we're doing as a project, hobby, or even a career that we deem as something that we started off as a passion, it might not be exactly the way that we see it. And without a little bit of self-comprehension and a little bit of self-reflection, it can easily escape us, and we won't realize that the things that we are working for and the things that we are doing this for is actually not ourself, and it's actually not for the purpose of it. We end up looking for financial success. How many of us have started off with a band or started off with some form of music, and the intention is so pure? You're writing songs in your room, you're recording on your DAW, and you're having a lot of fun. But somehow that slowly devolves into you having an EP, and that slowly devolves into you having to have your EP on a streaming service. And then you now have your stuff online, and you're competing for likes, you're competing for listens in your stream count, and you're also competing in a way that you might have not known. You're giving away your ideas to these companies, and you're giving away your ideas to others so that you might be able to achieve a broader audience. Now, if we were really thinking about things from the most, humble standpoint, they always say if you can count your good friends on one hand, you're really lucky in life, right? Like when you really have something go wrong and you have 5 people to call in your life or 4 people to call in your life, even one, you're actually doing so much better than many people in this world who have false friendships and who also have things that are set up that are, friendships are give and take. And I can understand that. But if all it is about what we're getting in return, and that's how we return our friendship is by what we got, we put ourselves in a very interesting spot because none of the things that we're truly doing actually stem from genuineness. They're stemming from what we want to get out of the situation. And so when we look at our life and we look at what we want out of the projects that we do, one of the really important things that we can kind of take a moment to think about is if I were to do this and I got nothing out of it and nothing returned from it, would I still do it? Would I still record my songs and put them on Bandcamp? And maybe I don't have the streaming services, but you can humbly make a few dollars on it. People can pay what they want, or they can just listen to it on the Bandcamp app. Or you could make physical copies of your CD and you can sell them to those who are very interested in that and build a true fan base and build a true tribe. It's a very interesting thought. If you had 100 fans that spent $100 with you a year to see your shows and to buy a CD off you and maybe buy a shirt, and at the same time maybe even donate to a project you're working on, if you had 100 people, you might not have 10 million followers on Instagram, but you have 100 real followers, you would have made $10,000. And the same thing goes that if you had 1,000 real fans, say that you worked really hard to slowly play shows across the country and you did it in a way that was very genuine, you don't need as much as you think you do. And that's where a lot of us, I think, are confused. We think that more social validation, whether that's, again, the stream count, the like count, the amount of attention, the views, that we think that if we have endorsements from large companies that say that they're going to share our stuff on their webpage, they're going to give us a discount on some form of musical gear, and we can utilize that to help our movement in our projects. Do you really need any of those things at the current level of where your project's at? Think about that for a second. That's a really big deal. At the current place that your project's at, is thinking big the thing you should be doing, or is thinking from where you are in your heart actually going to help you make a connection with people who actually truly enjoy what you do and build a tribe? One of the amazing things about Toned and Toneful is there's 150 followers on here. There's not many, but I know every single one of you. I speak with all of you either fairly common or you like my posts, and sometimes we like each other's stuff back and forth. And there is a very genuine thing that the people who are here for the information that is provided, that I provide, the stories that I provide, and the delivery that to me is important for you guys to feel connected to what I want to do with this project. Now, because I have a day job that's a very well-paying job at the current time right now, and it's something that I enjoy doing, I'm no longer trapped by the idea of having to make music for money. I'm no longer trapped by the idea that Toned and Toneful has to be a clickbait title in order for you guys to achieve information from me and in order for me to deliver what I want to bring into this world. So this episode was a reminder to you guys to take a moment to think about the projects that you're taking on, to think about the things that you're doing from the standpoint that if I were to never get financial success from this, would I still do it? When I do this, does it fulfill my purpose? Does it fulfill my soul and my being? If I were to have been told that the thing that I would do would change the world, but I would never get social credit for it, or I would never get financial gain, a very Mother Teresa-esque kind of thing where what you do is what you do and you live behind that purpose and you do help the world, would you still do it? Or does it all come down to the lifestyle and what you want financially? And if it comes down to that, maybe you should be asking yourself, what kind of projects that you could be doing that you can bring financial success in with that might not disturb your passions, or you might find a way to build your passion in a way that you don't have an inauthentic way of bringing things out. Because the one thing that you don't want is to shy away from that internal compass. A few episodes I had talked about how even if we're 1 degree apart, if we keep going our entire life a little bit off from what we want inside, we end up miles away from the person that we truly wanted to be. So this is something that I want you guys to think about, and it was something that I've been thinking about very hard as I finished up my new single. The song is called Celestial Promise. I'm extremely excited about it, and one of the other Toned and Tonefuls is actually on that song, and I'm going to be announcing that song a little bit later in the earlier part of next week. But the thing that really brings my heart to the best place is knowing that you guys have put me in a position where my life is full of love. And that I in myself feel fulfilled when I do Toned and Toneful. I can have 4 views or I can have 300 views. And in my heart, that's the same thing, because really 4 people on their best place in life, that's actually a huge change in this world. If you could go through the day and you said hi to 3 people who are really depressed and you turned their day around, you'd be moving mountains, so to speak, in this world. Because 3 people could go to 3 other places and now it's 9 people. And those 9 turn to 27. And as you can see, what I'm saying is like that number can consistently grow, and you can still have movement in your mission without it having to be a financial grab, without having to live your life in a way where you feel that you're eternally promoting things in a marketing sense and you're not really getting any returns. When you have to market really hard and you have to build a story like that, maybe the connection's not dialed in enough for you personally, that what you're doing and what you're putting out is just so authentic that it doesn't even feel like marketing. You're just telling your story. So I just wanted to take this moment to bring that up as we enter the end of the year. And as I finished up my new single, I thought a lot about what I wanted that to be in this world and how I wanted that to be presented to you guys and those who listen to my music. Because I've been fortunate enough I saw my end of year stats on Spotify, and this next song actually will not be a streamed song. I will no longer be streaming my music after this point. They will be either physical copies or you can find them on Bandcamp from this point on, because I want to put my music in a place where those who like it, they can pay for it. They can help me continue my mission in that. With the money I get from that, I'll just put it towards, whatever I can in the music. And then I'll pay the difference myself because I love what I do. And I have the financial resources to take care of that. And I'm very fortunate for that. So I just wanted to tell you guys that I hope that you all are staying genuine to yourselves at this end of year, that you guys are giving gifts if you are giving them with a full heart. And if you are receiving gifts, you're receiving them with a full heart. And the biggest thing that I can say, because the next episode that's going to be coming out is going to be coming out on Christmas Day, I'm just excited to be with you guys. I'm excited to spend time again on Toned and Toneful, and these last 17 episodes that have come out since I've returned back to Toned and Toneful have been extremely fulfilling and has been missing in my life. So I just wanted to say thank you to you guys, and that above all else, I hope you stay toned and toneful.